Welcome to the Dwell in Truth channel. I am Ethan Amasula, and today we are continuing a series of devotional talks entitled Truth Is. The series is all about personal identity, what causes us to think what we think or do what we do. In this video, we're going to cover this topic, Truth Is, our fame is our name. Our fame is our name. How do we connect who we are to what others see us to be? Well, let's turn to the scriptures to get this topic started. Paul writes in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice." I imagine when Paul wrote this verse, there were likely people in that church thinking, man, my coworker and parents really should be hearing this letter. This is great stuff. They could take a hint. Before we all cast stones at someone in our lives who we think could take a lesson in being nice, let us remember that God's word points a finger at my life first. The correct response to this passage isn't who needs to hear this from me, but rather, am I someone who needs to hear this from God's word? We would all much rather think about the following verse, which states, "And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you," hath forgiven me. These two verses are calling out for both you and me to treat people one way and not another. Being like Jesus versus being a human rage monster. Why? Because what we do and what we say are what people see you and I to be. It's just a fact. Well, God knows my heart. I've heard this phrase before, and it usually comes after a self-righteous speech about another person's mistake or apparent wrongdoing. Now, don't get me wrong, while God does call us to judge one another in righteousness, the important principle to take away from this video is that we are known by what we are shown. We are known by what we have shown. In other words, if you find yourself doing more correcting in love than encouraging in faith or in celebrating victory, then chances are you might be known more as a negative Nelly or a critical Karen than a Christ-like man or woman. Perhaps a more practical example of this principle is the difference between a negative acquaintance and a true friend. One is constantly being down on themselves or others, while the other, the true friend, appreciates the value of friendship and leverages challenging conversations sparingly. Wherever you are on the name and fame spectrum, whether you're someone who's a negative Nelly or you're someone where you're closer to where you want to be, more Christ-like, we can all dwell in truth by following some simple Bible guidelines. Speak the truth and speak it lovingly. Praise character more than you practice critiquing, and treat others how Jesus would have treated them. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.